Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. I have to say it was very strange to come home from work last night and not make a video because I've made at least one video, sometimes more, every day for the past month. But it was nice to have a little break and have a chance to kind of clean up my work area because there were inky Q-tips everywhere and there were swatch cards everywhere and it was crazy. And I found some of these swatch cards I had been looking for, so that was good. But anyway, today I wanted to kind of do a little recap of the project that I've been working on for the past 3 months. And I can't believe it's been 3 months since this started, but it has. As you probably know, every month that has 30 days in it, Ink Journal sponsors the 30 Inks 30 Days Challenge. So back in April, I decided to try to do the challenge, which I had never completed before. But I didn't post anything on social media. I was very shy and scared, and I had never posted on Instagram, and I had never made a YouTube video. So I just did it on my own for myself. And that is what this is. Back in March, not to get too rambly on you, but back in March, I found my bottle of Milky Ocean, Troublemaker Milky Ocean, that I had been looking for months. I had tucked it away in a very safe place, and I couldn't find it, but I finally found it in March, and I inked it up in my TWSBI Eco in transparent blue with a medium nib. And that was such a wonderful, magical experience that it actually got me back into journaling. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote with that pen, wrote it dry, loved it. And about that time, April was rolling around, and I said, hey, I've had so much fun with this blue ink, why don't I do the 30 Inks 30 days, but do only blue ink? Because I love blue ink, and I have so many blue inks. So that's what I decided to do. So this was my personal journal at the time. This is just a really inexpensive notebook. I actually got it at Ross. Here is the price sticker right here. It's the Walmart brand Pen and Gear. It doesn't say that on here anywhere, but it's a, just some funny little cartoons I put in there. It was Shakespeare's birthday. But it's a Pen and Gear journal, which I think are about $3 or $4 at Walmart. But hey, I got it at Ross for $2, so awesome. You know, me and a bargain, me and a deal. I love them. But the problem with this notebook was the paper is so poor quality that most of my pens bled through. So part of my quest this month was to find inks that wouldn't bleed through this paper. And I used finer nibs. I don't use a lot of the broader nibs. So most of my pens are mediums or fines. I have a few extra fines. So I was just experimenting with these different inks, trying to use the inks I hadn't used a lot, and just explore my blue inks and see what worked in this journal. So I had so much fun doing that in April that I decided to continue on in May, and May was all about my blue samples, some of which have never seen the light of day since I bought them. So that was so much fun that when June rolled around, I thought, hey, I'll just keep going. And June was kind of my catch-all month. It was the leftovers of my samples and the leftovers of my bottles. And those you might have already seen because June was when I started making videos. So I posted a video every day in June. Actually, June 1st, I didn't post a video. I made 2 videos on June 1st, but I couldn't figure out how to post them. So they didn't actually go up until the 2nd. But anyway, after that long ramble, let's talk about my April month of blues. So I have all of the inks written down in my journal here, but I thought it would be fun to actually show you the bottles and the swatches. So that's what I'm going to do. So April 1st was 3 oysters. I'm sorry. Oh no. Oh dear. I'm out of order here already, and I just started. Excuse me. April 1st was Pelican Royal Blue, and here is the box. Let me try to get this a little bit closer to the middle of the picture here. Pelican Royal Blue. And I actually purchased this over at the Norfolk Stationery, and this was recommended to me by Tim over at Tim's Vintage Pens. I just purchased my first vintage pen starting back in March, and I bought a pen from him that was a real gusher, so he recommended Pelikan ink because it's a little bit drier than Waterman. So I got this at the Norfolk Stationery and tried it in my pen, and you could see this is a beautiful blue. It has a little bit of sheen, just enough sheen. So that is very nice. And then on the second, we had 3 Oysters Cobalt, and that's in this cute little box. And I have a record everywhere of, I have a record somewhere of all the places where I bought this ink. And I did get this online, but I don't remember who I got this from. But it's a fairly small bottle. What is this? How many milliliters is this? This is 18 milliliters. So it's a pretty small bottle. And I think I got it on sale. Like I try to get everything on sale, you know. But I think this one is just gorgeous. And unfortunately, I didn't make a lot of notes about my inks. I wish I had. But I did write in my journal here that this was lovely. And then on the third, we had Urban's Eclat de Saphir. And this was one of the first inks I ever purchased. And I also got this one over at the Norfolk Stationery. And this is the cute little bottle that drives everyone mad because it's so short and squat and hard to get your pen in. But this is a pretty ink, but it's kind of a softer blue color. And I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's a nice quality ink. So I've got it around for comparisons or, you know, whenever I might need a nice ink. And I'm afraid I'm not in the frame here. My goodness. Let's see. Next we have Tasha AO Blue. And this was an ink that I just purchased this year, right before I started this challenge. So I was very excited to use this one. And this is the first Tasha ink that I've ever purchased. And this is a beautiful little bottle. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous ink. A beautiful blue with lots of red sheen. So that one was really fun to write with. And again, the only note that I made about this ink was lovely. Which doesn't really help me. It doesn't really help future me determine which inks that, you know, I need to add to my collection. But that's okay. I enjoyed writing with this one. I do remember that much. Alright, so day 5, we have Monteverde Malibu Blue. And I got this cute little bottle. This is the 30 milliliter bottle from Monteverde. I have smaller of their bottles, and I also have some of the big bottles. I have a big bottle of California Teal and Horizon Blue. Those are two of my favorite inks. But this is a very nice blue. And then we have Noodler's Autumn Azure. And I believe this one also came from the Norfolk Stationery. And again, I don't feel like Noodler's has a lot of blue inks, but whenever I see one, I buy it because I like Noodler's inks. I think they're nice inks and they're affordable, and I just like to explore all the different colors. And this one's kind of more of a teal. All right, day 7 was Troublemaker Abalone. I was able to purchase my first Troublemaker order about a year ago when I got the Milky Ocean and promptly misplaced it. And then earlier this year, I placed an order. Actually, I placed the order at the end of last year, and I think it came in early this year for the Abalone and the Sea Glass. And the Sea Glass I haven't actually used yet, but I'm planning to ink that one up for July. But this is a beautiful blue-gray. I just love it. Nothing can top Milky Ocean, but this one is a very beautiful blue ink with lots of interesting shadings, some purples and some greens in there. All right, and then we have Private Reserve Cosmic Cobalt. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I got this one at the other local pen shop, the one that's not quite as close to me, and that is Pen Lover's Paradise. And she seems to have a very large selection of private reserve inks, which is good because I keep hearing things about the company that, you know, they may or may not be going out of business. So if you like a private reserve ink, be sure to snap some up before it all disappears. But this is a really vibrant blue with some nice red sheen. All right. Next we have Diamine Sargasso C. And this is a really vibrant blue with lots of red sheen. And unfortunately, in this inexpensive journal, it just bled right through. It was a disaster that day. And I'm sad that the paper quality of this notebook was so bad, because I'm sure if I had used a better quality notebook, even the Exceed notebooks from Walmart that I've been using, that I would have had a much better experience and I would have enjoyed writing with the ink much more. But I haven't given up on this one. I'm sure on the right paper it'll be beautiful, but the swatch card is quite lovely. All right, next is Sailor Soughton, and I got 3 of these Shikiori inks, I think last year. I can never remember the name of the third one I got. I got Soughton and Yamadori, and there's a reddish one that I got. Okiyama, I can't remember. And I haven't actually used that one yet. I haven't put it in a pen yet. But Soughton is just lovely. It's kind of that turquoisey blue with some nice red sheen. So beautiful. Oh, let me show you the bottle. These are cute little bottles. And you could see that beautiful blue ink sloshing around in there. I just love it. And all these Shikiori bottles come with these little stickers, and you're supposed to put them on your converter, but I don't understand that. Who takes the converters out of their pens with ink in them? I don't know. Not me. I get ink all over the place anyway, so moving converters around doesn't sound like a good idea to me. All right, next we have Waterman Mysterious Blue. And gosh, I can't remember where I got this one. I might have ordered this one online. I was just trying to complete my Waterman Blue ink collection. But you've probably all seen these bottles. They're cute bottles, and they're faceted, so you can tilt them on the side for, you know, easier ink filling. And this is kind of a, it's kind of a blue-black. It's a darker blue than some of their other ones, but it has some interesting shading going on there. Waterman inks are, I think they're quite interesting. They're really high-quality inks, and for me, the new vintage pen user, they're really good to have around, so I know I can have some different colored inks that are safe for my pens. All right, next we have Asagao, and this was a set that I ordered off of Amazon. You might have seen these little bottles of the Iroshizuku inks, and this set came with Asagao, Murasaki Shikibu, and Chiku Rin. So today I used the bottle of Asagao. And this ink is so gorgeous. I just can't even tell you how gorgeous it is. I loved it so much. And actually the note in my little book here, I wrote fantastic ink. Enough said. This is a fantastic ink. Oh, and I wrote smooth. Fantastic ink and smooth. There we go. And this was in my Jinhao 992. So this was a great ink day, a great pen and a great ink for my cheap notebook. So if you're writing on cheap paper, this might be one for you to keep in mind. It was fantastic. I just loved it. And look at that card. It is so beautiful. And all I can think is I need to get a bigger bottle of this, but I can't be greedy. I have this nice bottle here that I need to use first, but someday when I use this ink, I will be getting a larger bottle. All right, and next we have Diamine Oxford Blue, a beautiful dark blue. Now, if you've been watching my videos over the past month, you'll know I've been exploring my darker inks. And back in April, I wasn't really into the dark inks so much. So I don't remember having good thoughts about this one. It's a beautiful ink with beautiful sheen, but I just didn't appreciate it at the time. But I really do appreciate my darker inks now. All right, and then we have the Baltimore Canyon Blue. That is the Noodler's ink. And I was reading online about it that this was the only Noodler's ink that sheens, but just in my ink explorations over the past month, I know that's not true because some of the other Noodler's inks I have do sheen. So I don't know where that came from, but anyway, I thought this was such a pretty label. And it's a beautiful blue. I bought this online, I think from the Pen Boutique in Baltimore, which makes sense because it's Baltimore Canyon Blue being sold by a Baltimore pen shop. So I've really enjoyed that one. I'm so glad I found it. I really enjoy Noodler's inks. All right, next is Nemesign Neptune Blue. And I purchased this off of the Birmingham Pens website. And I'm still not sure of the origins of this. I was thinking that Nemesign, I think Nemesign has gone out of business, and they had pens and they had inks, and I have some of both. But then they ended up on the Birmingham Pen website on clearance. So I don't know if Birmingham bought Nemesign or if it's actually the same company and they rebranded themselves. I'm not sure, but these inks all have different kind of space-themed names, kind of like some of the Colorverse inks. But this is a very nice blue, and it's a really nice bottle, too. It's one of those really, really sturdy bottles. If you drop it, it most likely would not break, but I'm not going to test out that theory. But this was a nice ink. All right, so next for day 16, we had Krishna Winter V3. And I bought this at the first and only pen show that I've been to, and that was the Baltimore Pen Show. And gosh, I'm trying to remember which store it was at. I think it might have been Van Ness. And they had a ton of these. I just remember people poring over the swatch book trying to pick out which inks they wanted. And I ended up getting 3, so this is one of the 3 that I bought. And I had never heard of Krishna inks before, but I think this one is just beautiful. And this cute little bottle that says Krishna. So that was a nice one. All right, and then day 17, we had Diamine Asa Blue. And this is kind of a bright teal with lots of red sheen. And the swatches I've seen online look kind of different, but this was a really fun ink. And then next we have Pilot Oroshizuku Shinkai. I think I might have purchased this one online on Amazon. In case anybody's wondering, you can find some really good deals on Oroshizuku inks on Amazon. I don't know how you feel about purchasing from Amazon, but if you're looking for a deal, check out Amazon. And I was surprised, in the bottle, this looks really blue. I mean, like a really vibrant blue. But then on the swatch card, it's much more blue-gray. It's a beautiful ink, but it just doesn't seem like the ink in the bottle matches the ink on the swatch. All right, next we have Noodler's Navajo Turquoise. I think this was one of the first inks I ever purchased. When I first got into fountain pens, I was looking at lots of videos online, and everybody was talking about Noodler's Navajo Turquoise. And I might have gotten this from Amazon. I can't remember. Or I might have gotten it from the Norfolk Stationery. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I love it. And I kind of forget about it. I've had it for a long time. It's one of my, one of the first inks that I purchased. But it's certainly worth another look. I definitely need to use this one more because it's just so pretty and vibrant. I love it. All right, day 20 was Private Reserve Lake Placid Blue. And this actually came in a sampler set that I got at the Norfolk Stationery. Private Reserve comes out with these little samplers, and this was the blue sampler. And I think they also had seasonal names, like this was the spring set or the summer set, I don't remember. But in this set is Lake Placid Blue, Midnight Blues, Naples Blue, and Daphne Blue. And this is the Lake Placid Blue. And these cute little bottles, I think they're about 10 milliliters, maybe. But this is a nice, vibrant blue. I haven't noticed much sheen on this, but it is a very nice blue. All right, and for day 21, we have Robert Oster Frankly Blue. And I think I've mentioned this one before. I also bought this at the Baltimore Pen Show. And the booth I was at, I can't remember which shop it was, but the salesman told me that it was an exclusive ink to their store, and I was like, ooh, exclusive, I have to have it. So I bought it, and it's Frankly Blue, but frankly, this doesn't look blue. It's kind of a nice teal, but to me, it's much more green. It does have some nice sheen to it, but for my first Robert Oster ink, I was a little disappointed, and now I've been really impressed by other Robert Oster inks, but I've also been very nervous about buying a bottle. So I have a gazillion Robert Oster samples, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to buy next, but I'm just a little gun shy. I'm a little nervous. Okay, next is Diamine Imperial Blue, and this one I actually got from the Birmingham Pen Company as well. They called it a surplus sample. I don't know if you can see that. It says surplus sample on the label, 60 milliliters, and it was a real bargain. So, you know me and bargains, I had to buy it. So I actually bought several of these Diamine surplus samples, and it's a lovely color. I don't know how this would compare with a bottle that you purchased from Diamine, but I really enjoy it. It's kind of a purpley, soft blue color. All right, next is Private Reserve DC Super Show Blue. And I'm pretty sure I got this one over at the Norfolk Stationery. They have a lot of Private Reserve inks over there. And I hear a lot of people talk about the Monteverde DC Super Show Blue, so I don't know how this one compares to that one. I don't know why there's two different versions, but this is a gorgeous, vibrant blue with lots of red sheen. So if you see this one and you like bright blues, this is definitely worth checking out. And I don't know why I keep all of my inks in their boxes, but I do. Do you guys keep them in the boxes, or do you display the bottles? I don't know. I display the bottles in their boxes. That works for me. All right, so let me see. I've lost my place. We are on day 24. Ooh, we're coming into the home stretch. So here is Diamine Sapphire Blue. This cute little bottle. And this is kind of a softer blue with a little bit of sheen. But I did make a note in this one. I wrote nice, which doesn't give me a whole lot of detail, but it was nice. Oh, and I forgot to mention about the DC Super Show Blue. I wrote pretty, but too wet. So again, on this low quality paper, it just didn't work out, but it is a gorgeous blue to write with. So again, I think I'll really enjoy it on better quality paper. So yes, I wrote nice on the Sapphire Blue, so I did enjoy writing with that one. So again, this might be a good one for cheaper paper if that's something that you're working with. Next we have Private Reserve Naples Blue, and this is another one from my little set here. And if you like sheening inks, this one is a sheen monster. To me, it looks almost identical to Organic Studio Nitrogen. It's that same vibrant, slightly tealish colored ink with lots and lots of sheen. Very pretty ink. So again, if you can find some of this, you might want to snap it up before they all disappear. All right, so where are we? We are on day 26. We have Diamine Blue Velvet. This is one that I have wanted forever, and I kept waiting for the Norfolk Stationery to get a bottle of it, and they didn't. So I finally ordered a bottle of it online, and it's in this fun little pie-shaped or wedge-shaped bottle. And of course, as soon as I ordered it online, the Norfolk Stationery got a bottle. But anyway, I don't need two bottles of it, but it is a beautiful, vibrant blue with lots of red sheen. And I have a lot of inks like that because I really enjoy those inks, the vibrant blues with the red sheen. All right, let's see, day 27, Nemesign Coruscant Blue. This is another one that I got from the Birmingham Pen website. And this is a more purpley looking blue. It's a nice soft blue color. And I also got Halley's Comet. And the Halley's Comet and the Coruscant Blue look really, really similar to each other. They're both kind of purpley colors, but very nice. Blues and purples can look very similar to each other. All right, next we have Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki, one of those bright turquoisey blues. And we're familiar with the Iroshizuku bottle, but they're just so beautiful. So I wanted to show him again. Just that nice bright blue with some nice shading. And I think it might get a little sheen to it depending on your pen and your paper. I haven't noticed any myself, but it's very pleasant to write with. And I think it's kind of similar to Noodler's Navajo Turquoise. So that might be worth some comparison there. All right, day 29, we're coming into the home stretch. We've got Private Reserve Midnight Blue. And again, that was one of my little sample bottles here. A gorgeous dark ink, very similar to Noodler's Midnight Blue. This is Private Reserve Midnight Blues, but a beautiful dark blue with some red sheen. And then my last ink for the month of April, my month of blues, was Diamine Majestic Blue. I heard about this ink so much, and I finally decided to get myself a bottle. And I think I ordered this from an online pen shop in the UK. But it is gorgeous. That beautiful royal blue, lots of red sheen. And I did enjoy writing with this one, but I haven't used it nearly enough. I haven't used any of my inks nearly enough. All right, so that is all for April, my month of blues. So stay tuned for May when I do my Month of Blues 2, all about my blue ink samples. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.